Hello everyone, this is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard the Starship and Normal Prize. See, I told you this second channel was not dead. I know it's been quite some time since I uploaded on the other games channel, but we're going to start a couple new series on that one. I'm hoping to get into a regular pace. I think right now I'm probably going to start with 3 a week, but as things improve and I get used to used to recording more and whatnot, hopefully eventually make it to where it's every single day. But we'll see. We'll see. Right now I'm shooting for 3 videos because we're going to be starting 3 different series. First off is this one, Mortal. The game is called Mortal Glory. And what is this game about? Well, if any of you guys ever played like not Sword of the Stars, that's a completely different game. Swords and Sandals, or any of those like gladiator games where you have a character with some equipment on and you have to fight enemies and try to win the battle. That's kind of what this is about, except we use fantasy creatures like vampires, dryads, and like elves and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. I really enjoy this game. I played it a couple times. Once you beat the game, you just increase the difficulty to make the next round a little bit harder. So it's kind of a simple game. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. I had to restart my computer. So no, I still have my prestige level. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do normal mode. Prepare for adversity, as victory will not come easy. Play career mode. We're gonna play on prestige level 4. Basically, as you beat the game, you get unlocked new prestige levels, which makes the game difficult. So first one is the default mode. Second one gives a smarter AI, so the AI will be a little bit better when it comes to fighting you and whatnot, using better tactics. Number 3 makes it to where it requires 3 stars to get promoted instead of 2, so it makes it harder to go up the ranks. And then 4 increases the wages by 50% for the gladiators you have to pay, because every fight you have to pay your gladiators, otherwise they leave you. So yeah, pretty cool. We'll keep endless mode and additional glory off. Those are like different things, and then these are like different challenges that you can turn on to make the match a little bit difficult. So like dead is dead, which means if your person gets injured in battle, they don't come back with just like a leg injury. They actually just become dead. The Empire, more demands, brutal enemies, blah blah blah. Longer tournament, 5 fights for a tournament, step 3. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, cool things. We are gonna be named the Bonnie Commanders. We name of our team. Why not? Anyways, let's get into the game. Alright, here we are. We are met with a goblin. Hey there! I heard you're looking for a team to manage. I'll be your sponsor, and that means I expect you to win. Okay, well, relying on the pressure, Mr. Goblin Man. Simple enough, right? Funding all these losing teams is starting to get unprofitable, so I'm counting on you. Sure. Anyway, here's some gold to get you started. Use it wisely. Gives us 300 gold. First thing we need to go to is to the recruitment, which is where we can hire our gladiators. So, starting from top to bottom, one of these gladiators have like a color palette, which is for rarity. The rarer they are, the better stats they start with. This lady all the way down here is blue. She's very rare, so she starts off with a bunch of stats. And kind of just to summarize the stats, because I'm not going to go super detail into this, but each one of your characters has 5 stats: strength, agility, wisdom, vitality, and armor. Strength is how powerful you are in melee. So the more strength you have, the more damage you can do in melee, and the higher chance you use to knock back the enemy. Agility is basically your speed. The higher your agility, the higher your critical chance, the higher your chance to dodge an enemy attack, the more movement points you have for each turn, because this is a turn-based combat system, and it also increases the damage you do with bows if you're carrying a bow. Wisdom is for your intelligence and whatnot, so the more wisdom you have, the more magic points you have, which means the more magic you can do in battle, and the more magic damage you do, and the more magic defense you have, so resistance to magic attacks from the enemies. And then we have vitality, which increases the maximum amount of health you have. Your health reaches 0, your character dies, or it gets knocked out, depending on what settings you have. And the chance of resisting negative effects. So if someone casts like a burning spell or like a debuff spell, this is a chance to avoid that attack. And then armor is your physical resistance to attacks. So right now my character has 2 armor and does 1 damage. So if he would attack himself, he wouldn't be able to harm himself, because this will just default down to 1. Because this just subtracts how much damage he has. It's a very simple combat system. And then your character has skills which he can learn over time, and you can buy books and whatnot to teach him new skills. It's like complex enough to make it fun, but simple enough for most people to understand. What do we want to start out with? You can get a prowler, stealthy feline race known for often hunting prey many times larger than themselves. It's not wise to leave your back turned toward a prowler unless you wish to fall victim to their instincts. So he comes with swift impalement skill, which gives you the ability to deliver a swift thrust to an enemy, piercing 50% of enemy armor. Damage is increased by 2 for every AP you have remaining. So this is fantastic for an agility character because they're going to have a lot of. And then we have a werewolf. Specializes in critical chance. Race of men once cursed with lycanthropy. Lycanthropy. Trophy. That's what I'm calling it because I can't pronounce words. Modern werewolves embrace their altered form and all the perks it comes with. So these guys they know they're werewolves and they're okay with it. Gives them a 5 critical chance bonus. I think they also specialize in agility because werewolves. And then we have a Whisperer, a group of self-claimed prophets with mysterious origins. Most disregard their claims as nonsense, but some go to frightening lengths to heed the Whisperer's. This gives them Chaos Curse skill, which would put a random debuff to someone on the enemy side. Cool. Another Prowler, and we got a Gnome, race of pint-sized humanoids, famed for their cunningness. While not physically intimidating, it can best not to underestimate a gnome, so they have a high dodge chance. The thing about these characters is they're very, very dodge focused because they don't have a whole lot of health or a lot of strength. And of course we have a Dryad. Enchanted daughter of nature, due to their calm demeanor, Dryads are often thought of as non-violent. But as nature itself, Dryads are ruthless towards their enemies. It gets 5 magical defense. He has a lot of magical resistance to attacks. I think we're gonna start with a werewolf. This one comes with a lot of strength, which is something that they normally don't have because all of these stats are randomly rolled when the game starts. So there's a chance you will have like there's a chance you could have a wizard that has a bunch of strength, and it's like wizards are casters, not really supposed to. So I think this guy having a lot of strength starting out doesn't have a whole lot of health. He only has 12 health. We have to really keep an eye. He also has Restless, which reduces his debuff resistance, so he's very vulnerable to negative effects. And since this is negative, I believe that means that's always it. Anyways, let's get Clifford, the big blue dog. Go to the shop, which is where you can buy your armor and gear, and your spell books. Really, really cool. So each one of these spell books are broken into 4 categories. It looks like you have yellow, which is usually a right. I gotta put my cursor on here, which is usually like some sort of buffing power, I believe. Red is physical. Yeah. This is usually like a buff or debuff ability. Red is usually some sort of physical ability. Blue is usually some sort of magical ability, and green is an archer ability. So yeah. How those ones are broken up into. Let's see. You need something that gives vitality. How much armor do you have? 5? That's starting at. That's not too bad. That's super cheap. Armor and 8 HP. Sure, it gives wisdom, vitality, and knockback chance. Wisdom. Damage. So you guys can definitely see how I can get lost in this game. It's really cool once you start like learning how everything works. Go. Yeah, rare girdle gives 6 vitality. His health by, I believe, like 24. 3 times more than or double the amount he has. It will multiply this by 3. Kind of what I meant to say. Knockback chance and debuff chance. Not bad starting out. Go ahead and get that. Put that on him. And for equipment, you can have a accessory, an armor, and a weapon. And don't worry if you actually don't have a weapon. It's not super critical in this game. The weapon just allows you to do more. And you have Blazing Swing ability. Strike an enemy with Blazing Fury, applying burning on the enemy. Okay. So it does physical plus 0, so that means it'll do 14 damage. Stronger abilities will do additional damage, weaker abilities will do less damage. So, yeah, it takes 10 mana to activate. Okay, so I can use that twice in combat. Good to know. I think I'm also going to get this cheap chainmail. I gotta make sure I don't go underneath 29, because then the goblin will have to pay for our entry. Now the goblin will pay for your entry once, but if you do it again, then he's like, nah, you have to make your own money, and so you actually have to sell your equipment or get rid of some stuff in order to make your money back, so you can get a fight. Really, really cool. That puts us at 34. We're up to 44 health. That's not bad. That's a lot better than where we were. Okay. And then next would be the guild house, and this is where you can actually train your character, or if you have extra characters, you can swap them out if you see a fight that's that these characters wouldn't do. Now, I'm not the type of person that actually does that. I like to make my team and just keep my team the way it is. I don't like swapping people out. So usually if I get extra recruits, once I have a full team, I just hire them or sell them to make money. But we can bring this guy over here, which then we can use money to improve his abilities. And then we can also heal him if he gets injured, which costs money. But with all that out of the way, let's do a fight. Okay, so when we get ready to fight, we always get 3 choices. And each fight will have like random rewards or random like situations that we have to take care of. Like this one has a special rule, which Frivolity. All damage is piercing, which means that all damage you do ignores armor. So that's a very interesting rule. And then this has an Empire Desire called Collateral Damage. Deal collision damage by knocking an enemy unit against another enemy unit. And if we do that, then we get extra money from the Emperor for fulfilling his desire. And this guy over here has a red one, which is a Emperor Demand. Don't let any of your units get knocked out. We don't really have to worry too much about that because we only have 1 unit. But if we had a full party and one of our units got knocked out, then he would put a curse or something else on our unit. So you have to be careful with those. And let's see, this gives us 7 gold plus tickets. Ticket sales, which is ticket sales is a fixed amount of gold you get. 22, 19, and 7. And what I've learned is the higher the bonus of the ticket is, the more difficult the fight is. We can spend money on intel to see exactly what we're going up against, but I usually just use this as a way to check that out. This one, we get a random great quality equipment. And this one we get a Warhammer, which will give us 8 physical damage or 9 physical damage and 8 knockback. That would bring our strength up or our attack up to 23, knockback up to 34. Yeah, 34%. So yeah, let's do this. Alright, so this is the battle. The Sabani commanders versus the mercenaries of the Impure Angel. And all those names are randomly generated too. This up here is the Emperor guy overseeing the fight, and these guys over here are in the audience. So, you are fighting Imbinori and Lumacia. Imbinori, and one thing I love about this game is you can look at the stats of the enemy before you attack, so you can see if what kind of strategy you want to use to defeat. Again, this will get a lot more crazy once we get. So Embari has very little movement. They only move one movement. They do have a couple decent spells. They move a coil of magic. And pressure blast blasts the enemy away. Arcane assault, assault of pure magic to an enemy. This is not too bad. He only has 40 mana, so he's not going to be able to use it a lot. What's your D? You have a lot of agility. You have a lot of movement. You can rush. You can bull rush. Rushing an enemy to knock them back a tile. Okay. 13 damage. Crap. Magic arrow. Magic plus 5. Requires an unblocked horizontal or vertical path to target. Damage is increased by 10% for each user and target. Cool. You only have 1 armor. So we're going to go after her. And then we'll deal with the zappy guy later. Ow! Burn ya. Ouch! That's not kill. Ooh! Might actually kill me. Yep. Defeated me. And see, now he's injured. And the way injuries work is the amount of injuries your character has. He'll take 10% off for every injury that your character has on their maximum health for the next battle. We can go to the guild house and get him healed up, but yeah. And once he reaches 10 injuries or more, he dies. Cost 10. Enough to actually, we do have enough. Okay, well that was a fun first start. And the shop changes every single battle, so you always have to come back and check it out. We don't really have enough money to buy anything. See if we can get a better matchup. This one has random spawns. Units will spawn to random locations. Long match. Last match. This one. We get a random spellbook if we win. Oh, good matchup. This lady has 24 health. It has a lot of armor. I definitely need to work on this guy's agility. Having 2 movement speeds per thing is not that much. Up 2. Ouch! Burn! Back. Sucks. Does more damage. She does. Cool. Me. Poke at you. I poke you. Whew. Won that one. So we gained 97 gold from ticket sales. And then we lost 29 gold because of the wages we have to pay to keep him in the party. Gained 68 altogether. And every time you win a battle, the ones that have survived will get a boost to, or will get an upgrade to one of their stats, and it's randomly picked. This guy happened to get agility, which is good because we agility. I need to get my agility up higher for him. Now we got a spell book that we can pick. Movable. Bolster your resolve to ignore knockback effects. Potion of acid. Throw a potion of acid at an enemy, piercing 100% of armor. That just does 7 damage no matter what. And then pinpoint stab. Form precise stab an enemy, piercing 50% of their armor. This would be good if you fight someone with really high armor level. We'll probably get that one. Character. Now, go here, learn to him. And now that we actually survived, get him something like this. This is a really good one. 8 physical damage, so increases damage by 8. Give him 3 strength, so increases knockback and more, give him more damage, and give him magic defense. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Doesn't have really good armor, or really good at magic defense. Yeah, there you go. Now you got a weapon, Clifford. Cool. Take 18 gold to get up higher. Yeah, 56. Yeah, we can actually make that go up 1. There we go. I believe we have to have the agility go up 5 points in order to increase the movement speed. Okay, let's do another fight. Let's see, we have an enchanted dagger over here we can win. Magic, dodge, and debuff. When we have a random low-level equipment we can get. This one we can get a curved dagger. Worth a little bit more, so it'll sell more. Boy, this one has a rule saying that all attacks are critical. Hey, if we get something who's really hard hitting, it's a very fast match. Third, deliver 2 consecutive knockouts. I don't think we're actually gonna be able to do that. Basically, I think the way you do that is you kill someone and knock them into another person, and that knockback actually kills them too. Try it. I don't think we're gonna actually win that. The Sabani Commanders versus the Knights of the Bottom. Alright, interesting name. Knights of the Bottom go first. Check out these characters. Mekuit. Very strong. A lot of melee damage. He has horrible magic because he's heavy. Has a lot of health but very little magic. Which means he won't be able to use his Chaos Curse because he doesn't actually have enough mana to do that. Yeah, all of these stats and all these abilities and items are completely randomized every fight. So you never know what you're going to get and what you're going to go up against. And he also can't do his Zealot Strike because he doesn't have enough mana. Cool. But don't have to worry too much about him. He does do 18 damage. Do a decent amount. What about Regnold? You do. You have a lot of mana because you're wise and you're dominant. And you have Relentless Blitz. Recklessly attack an enemy, piercing 100% of their armor. Lose HP equal to 33% of the damage dealt. Okay. Ooh, and you... God, this is difficult. Oh boy. I think I'm just gonna wait right here. And how many movement points do you have too? Alright, we'll move here. Go. Pierce for 1 more damage. You have a lot of health, which means bleeding or burning will be a little bit more effective, because the burning abilities do damage based off the maximum HP they have. These are really useless to units with low health, but very effective against units with high health. And then actually burn them. Nice. Oh, because I... Yep. I did. Oh, that's... In one. There we go. Hey, we won. Sweet. Sweet, Clipper's getting stronger. Got 90 ticket sales, 14 bonus for the victory, 9 on wage, we gained 75, Clifford gained vitality, which is 5. Weapon week. Vitality is still pretty low. That. We'll get the plate mail. I think that. And we got our first event. So after a few fights, you'll get some sort of random event that happens. And then we can just see what happens to our companions when you do the events. So this one we have natural experiments. Clifford has found some strange mushrooms and is about to eat them. So if we let Clifford eat them, something will happen. If we stop him, then something will happen. And let's let Clifford eat them. Alright. Mushrooms have seemed to have a profound effect on Clifford, for good or for worse. But Clifford had their skills randomized. Uh-oh. Oh. So the mushrooms gave us two completely different skills. Oh my god. If I told him not to do that, then that probably wouldn't have happened. So we have Borrowed Might. Ravage an enemy with unnatural strength, applying a rapid decay debuff to yourself. This unit takes damage equal to 15% of their maximum health every turn, but it does physical plus 20 damage, 45 damage. Be a good way to actually end a fight. And then we also have Axe Throw. Throw an axe at the enemy. Physical plus 3. That, you know, this isn't too bad. This is probably a last minute emergency power. Like if I know that whatever I'm fighting I'm gonna lose, we might as well use this. An Axe Throw will probably come in handy because now we have a ranged ability. Cool. Cool. So we probably have enough time to do one more. First, let's go shopping. See what we can find. We have this plate mail that we can go sell. Not doing bad. We need a better shirt. This isn't too bad. Chainmail, 7 armor, 3 strength, and 4 magic points. So increase our damage by 3, our armor by 7, well 4. We'll lose 8 HP, which isn't as big of a deal as it was, but still kind of. Sure, it gives 3 strength, 2 agility, 5 wisdom, 6 dodge chance, and 2 debuff. Okay. This one's pretty good too. I don't have the money, we can't actually. And then longsword. Bad. I like how the longsword's on sale. I always find it hilarious whenever I find rare items on sale. I don't think we have enough money to recruit someone. I don't really want to recruit someone who is really low, gray, because they'll have really low stats. If we were doing the original prestige one, then it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But since we're doing a high level prestige, we gotta stick with prestigious people. Anyways, so what I usually like to do whenever I have money in my wallet and there's no one to recruit and there's no new items or whatnot to buy, actually, to the shop. I kind of forgot to do that. Oh, versatile stab. Quickly hit an enemy, applying fleeting wisdom to buff tiers. That increases our wisdom by 10. Extend spirit, double all effects on target. Find gift. Damage done by this unit is reduced by 50%. And I read the wrong one. Divine gift. Bless a friendly unit to grant them protection. Divine shroud buff. So that helps reduce the amount of damage that they take. Heal. Stand your ground! Use magic to help your team ignore knockback effects. Applies immobile buff to all. Yeah, there's nothing over here. So let's go to house and their agility up to 10. Now we can move. Awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here before we do the next fight. Yeah, 2 more normal fights, and then we start doing the progression match fights. These are the tournament fights where the enemies will be a little bit more powerful. If we win all 3 of the tournament fights, then our and we level up to the second tier, which means enemies get harder, but we also get better loot. Cool. And then we keep doing that until we get to tier 5. And after tier 5, if you win all 3 of the tournament matches, you do a championship match. And if you win the championship match, you win the game. So pretty cool game. I really do enjoy playing this, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, please leave a like. If you like what I do, consider subscribing, and I will check you guys out in the next video. Until then, this is Captain Soban signing out.